Hey guys, welcome back to the Deep Freeze. So today's issue we're going to be working on is golfer's elbow. And so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to release the trigger points in the forearm extensors. And this is basically just because we're going off the principle of lengthening the muscles before we try and strengthen them. So releasing those trigger points throughout the extensors is good because the extensors are the antagonist of the forearm flexors. So once I've done those, I'll flip over and I'll release the forearm flexors, and my elbow will start feeling a lot better. And the reason why I have golfer's elbow is because I used to work in a kitchen for like 2 or 3 years, and I used to just scrub dishes for like 8 hours at a time. So yeah, not the usual way that a young teen would get medial epicondylitis. Nah, I'm kidding. But yeah, just scrubbing lots of dishes, overuse of those forearm flexors, and yeah, just not a good time. So this is what's going to help to give you some pain relief. So here you can see me doing a nice stretch of the forearm. This is probably the most basic forearm stretch you can do. Getting a nice stretch through the forearm flexors. And this will be good because it's helping us to lengthen the muscles before we go and strengthen them. And it also helps to warm them up a little bit before we go and use them. And so my elbows, they don't like to just jump into action and do exercises. They like to be warmed up a bit, wine and dined, if you will. Alright, so now we've got the first exercise I'm going to be doing. Well, actually, I don't know what I was doing here. I just decided I wanted to stretch my lats for a bit, just hang around because I think I'm cool or something. But yeah, the first one we're going to be doing, so I'm going to grab the bar and we're going to be doing some forearm curls. And basically, the goal of this is to just strengthen the forearm flexors up a little bit, because they're the main sort of muscle that's in trauma with this condition. So if we can strengthen them a little bit without putting too much stress on them, it's gonna go really far into helping us get over this. And I know this isn't the best angle, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it's basically clickbait if you ask me. But yeah, I remember I used to do these at the gym all the time, and people would always stare at me. They'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm training my forearms, man. They need to get stronger." Alright, here we go. This one's a little bit less clickbaity. Apart from the shirt, if you can read it, it says I'm kind of a big deal. Got it for Christmas once, and I really love Anchorman, but I don't really like wearing it out in public because it makes me feel like a bit of a douche. But anyway, so we've got the forearm crunch. Basically, you're just squeezing it really hard and just getting a bit of like static work through the forearm. So rather than actually moving the wrist, we're just moving the fingers and strengthening it up through that way. Always a good one, helps with the forearm strength. And now that we've done a lot of work on the forearm flexors, we don't want to forget about the forearm extensors, because that's another reason how you can get elbow pain, is having an imbalance between the two. So basically I bought this thing off eBay. You just stick your fingers in it and you extend your fingers, and it helps to work your forearm extensors. So this one's pretty good. So now that we've lengthened and attempted to strengthen the muscles involved, another key aspect to remember of golfer's elbow or other tendinopathy style conditions is load management. So what you want to do is you need to find the movement pattern or the thing you're doing that causes you pain, and just somehow either alter it or reduce it, so you can reduce the amount of time that that movement's causing you pain. So for me, I used to scrub a lot of dishes. What I had to do was I had to go to my boss and say, "Hey, I don't want to scrub so many dishes." And they're like, "Nah, that's your job, shut up." So basically it just ended up in me having chronic golfer's elbow. But what you need to do is find a way to work around it, and yeah, that'll basically help you.